You know, there is nothing more annoying than a fake person. You know, someone who's just awful. I mean, they are blatantly pretending. You know, they are trying their best to seem real, seem normal, to seem acceptable, to seem hinged, to seem in the know. A lot of people are patronizing Donald Trump for this.
Look how much African American communities have suffered under Democratic control. To those I say the following: what do you have to lose? Poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
Moments after the speech, Hillary Clinton responded with a tweet, quote, "This is so ignorant, it's staggering."
Marry with you.
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, Swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I
yes.
just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Okay. Is it working?
What about this? That's your girl Hillary Clinton pandering to black people, just as Donald Trump did a few weeks ago. But for some reason, Donald Trump's getting a lot more flack than she did. Even though, on record, she has a way worse track record. And what Donald Trump is saying is not far from the truth. It was her bill that helped seal a lot of our fates in private prison and put money back into politics, which has made it very difficult for people in the middle class to kind of get their way on up. Let's take a closer look at why pandering to a community is not the best approach when dealing with tough times. A lot of people were upset at me because I refused to do a video about Paul O'Neill. If you don't know who Paul O'Neill is, he's the lovely individual, black male, who decided to steal a car and evade officers, which didn't end well for him. He's dead now, and a lot of people were upset, disturbed, and even, dare I say, surprised at his death. Even though we've had a number of people die for less, such as our boy Philando Castile. Oh, by the way, that officer that shot him, back on the force. America. If I am going to be upset about anything that had to do with Paul O'Neill, it's going to be that this man who received a high school degree was too good to go out and get a college degree, was too cool to go get a regular job. He was too damn good to get a regular 9-to-5. Why was he too good to go to trade school? Why couldn't he be a lawyer? Why couldn't he be anything and everything but the thug he was portrayed as on TV? How am I supposed to defend him? He is actively working against me. He is the oppressor of ETO. Yeah, you can be mad at the authors for what they said and laughing and having a few jokes afterwards. It's kind of disturbing, but we know that already. We know that they have a problem. But why are we too naive to face our own? They are shedding crocodile tears for this kid, as if you didn't know he was out there gang banging and selling dope. Who am I to judge? That is his situation and circumstance. Maybe it's because of a bill that she made back in the day that he has to do this stupid dance. But if I'm gonna waste my black card defending anybody, it can't be Paul O'Neill. It has to be somebody who is worthy of, someone who is fallen in the line of duty, trying to help or progress their community. Paul O'Neill had green grass on his side of the street. He just got caught up on all the things he saw on TV. I mean, Paul O'Neill made it in the roughest city in America. If you're a black male in Chicago, you're good as dead. The chances of you graduating from a Chicago public high school before being arrested, shot at, is almost 60%. 60%. Paul O'Neill graduated from high school with a degree. In essence, if he applied for any scholarship out there in the world today, he could have easily made it into any school in the country just off ability. I mean, they pass out BS and AS degrees like it's candy. Let's talk about being real for a quick second. You've seen these videos all over. These are videos of officers doing an officer-like thing. The Running Man Challenge, the Harlem Shake, you name it, they'll find a way to do it. Why do officers feel like this is a good idea? Do you feel being part of the know or doing something exciting like this is appropriate? Do you feel like it's going to make you more acceptable? Do you you feel pandering to your community is also being just to your community? It's rather annoying. And don't get me wrong, it's because whether we like it or not, this is their only way of communicating to us, because their job dictates that they have to be in control of us. So they have to find other ways of reaching out instead of doing it a more humane approach. Like, what's so bad about officers coming in and teaching proper procedure on how to handle certain situations? Why is it that instead of the fire department coming out to do a dance, they don't just go out and teach first aid to students? Why is it that we don't have officers that come out and take children, teach them proper etiquette with firearms? Or why is it that they have to make videos about moving, singing, dance, playing basketball, all the things that they have actively no involvement or their job details speaks of? Why is it so hard for them to meet us on some real ground? Like, we don't care about ice cream. Do you know how terrifying it is to be pulled over by an officer and be black in today's world? Because my boy right here, Orlando Castle, got shot for having his hands up, and he died. Charles Kinsey is an autistic caretaker. He had his hands up and was doing nothing and still got shot. And you think it's a great idea to walk up on people who are minding their own business and not violating any rights, put on your siren and approach them in a hostile manner in order to play a prank on them, get them to feel better and relax more when you come around? We are not amused. Stop pandering to the black community. Stop pandering to civilians. It's not cute. We pay you to do a job, which is to serve and protect. Now, don't get me wrong, not every action of an officer doing something with a bunch of minorities is a form of pandering. But if you do not have a genuine purpose for doing it, it's pandering. This officer is not pandering. Wanna know why? Because he does this every single day, day after day. He goes into the roughest parts of Little Rock, Arkansas, and reaches out to these loving kids. This is not pandering. Wanna know why? Because a lady called the police to complain about kids playing loud in the street. It's not against the law to enjoy playing basketball. And even though these kids are playing in a public street, what kids don't play in the street? To that lady calling the police, why is a bunch of minorities playing ball in your street scary to you that you had to call the police? And this officer didn't come here to shut it down. That isn't pandering. That's doing the right thing. It's hard to do, but when done right, it's a magical thing. But I want you to know, I'm not here to pander to police or the community. I'm not here to pander to white people. I'm not here to pander to black people. I'm not here to pander to any color in between. I'm here to stand for something, which is equality, transparency, and obligation. Everyone will be treated fairly. Everyone will be transparent. I'm going to make it my obligation to see that everything that I just said comes to light. Y'all want some advice? I think it's important for us to really take a second and think about who should win this presidential election. Like, if Hillary wins, we just get more of the same things that have been happening. But if Donald wins, hear me out, we might have an opportunity to come together as a nation like we never have in the history of America. Because the moment he does something on a global scale that will affect all of us, you best believe we're gonna find the courage, the will, our patriotic core to get his ass impeached, to get us all to come together. I think that's a fair trade. But what the hell do I know? Maybe I'm just pandering to you. So I finally got out of bed to do this drawing. Tired. I had way too much fun last night. I'm 28. God damn, 28. Feels good. But I'm gonna do this random drawing. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody that donated TTO from the 13th of last month up till now, and the people that will continue to donate. Like I said, this is a small token of my appreciation. I hope whoever wins this gets a little bit of joy out of the goodness that they've done for me, and know that I greatly appreciate it. My next goal is to give away a car. Don't ask me how I'm going to do that, but that's my next goal. But let's do this randomized number drawing BS thing. So, can I flip my screen? I don't think I can flip my screen. Since I've never used this before, just to add a certain level of randomness to this, I'll pick the 5th person on the list. That'll be the winner instead of it being the first person. We'll go with the 5th since today's my birthday. I'm using random.org. I don't know how random it really is, but I didn't really have time to 69 names and put it inside of a hat and randomly draw. And plus, I know my own folding, so I could probably figure out who's I'm picking out, and I feel like that would be fair. Yada yada yada. I'm gonna hit randomize button, go. 5th person on the list, 22, 122. All right, we got a winner. I'll be contacting this person to let them know that they won. And if they don't want it, we'll go in order of this list going down. So those will be the 3 people next. But 122, you have won. Epic. So that was it. I appreciate you guys. I'll be contacting the winner shortly, and hopefully everything pans out right. Happy birthday.